Hello, come on in for coffee. Welcome to Senior Insights. My name is Cynthia, and today we're going to see what you have to go. This is actually part 4 in this series of aging at home, and it's just, I have to throw these things in because I love you all, and I want you to be safe and prepared, and I don't want you to have any anxiety. Now, before we get started, you'll notice that I don't have any cards behind me. Well, that's because I'm organizing them. And I have so many, I didn't have time to organize them the way I wanted before I needed to record because they're more important to me. We're going to talk about preparedness. Not because the apocalypse is coming, and I mean, who knows, it might be, or doom and gloom or nuclear war. We're not being prepared for that. We are just being prepared to reduce our anxiety, decrease our stress, and increase our preparedness. How's that? I just made that up. So I'm going to break it down into a few areas, and then you can figure out what you want to do with this information. You can not do anything, or you can take it seriously and consider, implementing some of it anyway. So really what I'm talking about is a go bag, and a go bag is also known as a 72-hour kit. Home kit. It's portable, and it's a collection of essential items that you might need if you had to leave your home, or if you got stranded in your car, or whatever. You can figure out what you might need one for. I tried to break it down in terms of in your car what you should have. Okay, we all know that cars do break down, especially if you don't change the oil and the engine freezes like I did and lost a perfectly beautiful car that was all paid for. And now I have to pay every single month, and it really irritates me. I'm ashamed of myself. But I'm over it. I have a nice car, but it is what it is. You can't go back. You just move forward. So in your car, you should have some emergency supplies. You should have a first aid kit. I bet 9 out of 10 of you don't have a first aid kit. And you know what a first aid kit should include. Band-aids, maybe a Neosporin or Bactrim or triple antibiotic, bandage, that sort of thing. So in addition to your first aid kit, you should have jumper cables. Now, many of us have fairly recent cars, but some of us have old cars. Some of us are living in a van or an RV and we're traveling around. So I'm sure that those people are prepared. And I've had to use jumper cables a lot of times. And I also have AAA, which is an automobile roadside service. I use them all the time, even with the new cars. You need a flashlight with extra batteries. I don't have that in my car. So far, I'm striking out on 3 of the items so far. 4, fire extinguisher. You can buy small fire extinguishers. Reflective triangles or road flares. So that's in case you're driving at night, your car breaks down, you pull over the side of the road, you want to make sure that your car doesn't get hit or you don't get hit. You need to signal the oncoming cars that you're there. So you should have reflective triangles and road flares. Then here's my favorite part. You should have food. Some kind of food. And you need water. Now, I personally think that the amount of water that's recommended is 2 gallons per person in the car. To me, that seems like overkill. It's probably not if you drink your required amount of water. So I'll let you figure that one out for yourself, but you should have some water in the car, and not just one bottle. 1 gallon maybe is a good thing. Then you should have some non-perishable snacks, like granola bars and stuff like that. A manual can opener, and then energy bars I already talked about. So I don't have one thing on that list in my car. I don't. So I think we better get working. Even if we can do 2 things, we're more prepared than we were before we started this coffee break. So, do I have to go over it? I'll wait till the end and then I'll make a decision. You also need things for shelter and warmth. So you could keep this go bag in your car, or you could keep it at your door so you can grab it. That's the whole premise of to go, You need a blanket or an emergency space blanket, one of those silver things. You can buy them at the Dollar Tree. You can buy a tarp at the Dollar Tree, or a poncho you can buy at the Dollar Tree. You should have a change of clothes, especially underwear. I'm only kidding. And an extra pair of socks. And I don't have any of these things in my car now, but when I was a visiting nurse, I always had the extra clothes and the extra socks and an old ratty pair of sneakers, just in case my feet got wet. If you're in the snow, or if you're in a rainstorm, then you need to take account for that and be prepared. You need personal hygiene items, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, moist towelettes, and trash bags. You can get those all for $1. So in order to do that shelter and warmth thing, you could do that for $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, under $10. So do it. Shove a candy bar in there too, so you'll have food in all the go bags. And then you need communication tools. You need to have a cell phone charger. How many times has your cell phone run out of a battery? So you need to have a cell phone charger, one that you can stick into your car, either the cigarette lighter or my car has a USB port, I guess that's what you call it. They also recommend that you have a 2-way radio. I've never even seen a 2-way radio. I don't know where you would get one or how much they would cost. However, Best Buy and some of those radio appliance stores probably have a 2-way radio. And you need a multi-tool. A multi-tool is kind of like a jackknife size, and it has all different things. It has a screwdriver, a nail file, it has scissors, it has tweezers. Those are important. And stuff like that. So you could use it on a whole bunch of different things. And here's my favorite one, is duct tape. Do you remember MacGyver? He used to duct tape to everything. He could make something out of nothing, just things that were hanging around. He could do it. I used to love that show. I think it would be boring now. I don't think I'd like it, but I liked it then. So you can pack this any way you want. You can pack it by person. You can pack it by the car. Then you can have one at the door, or you can have it all in the car. But what if your car gets swept away? So you need to figure out what's best for you. I don't know where you live. We all live in different places. Some have natural threats. Some of us don't. Fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, that sort of thing. Those people that experienced a hurricane last year, there is no way that a go bag would help them. I don't think. So you can pack it by each person. You can do it by each situation, and by location, and that just means in the car next to the door, kind of where you feel like it would be easiest for you. So it's more convenient if you group all these things. Like, it's easier, it'll save time trying to find things, and it reduces the clutter. I need to do this for my whole entire life because I can't find where I write notes, but I have 5 notebooks here, and each one of them is important. I can't throw them away because I have things that I want to talk to you about. But if you're going in a bag and everything's just thrown in there, that's not good, right? So you need to get, I think, like Ziploc bags, the gallon ones, or if they make them large, or they probably do, and put the contents of what's in there, label it with masking tape or something large that you can see and you know what's going to be in there. You can also, you'll be able to see through the bag, but you'll be able to lift up emergency first aid kit. You'll be able to lift up car stuff. You'll be able to lift up warm and security stuff, communication stuff. So do that. Now, I didn't talk about medication. That really should go in the emergency, in the first aid area, whatever you choose to do. You should have some medication put up. And then maybe what you should do, this is just coming to me as I'm saying it, save your empty bottles when they're due for refill, and just throw them in that emergency kit so that you will have the prescription in a pinch if you need it. It'll be right there on the bottle. Aren't I amazing? That just came to me. Then on your refrigerator, you need to have your emergency numbers. You need 911, you need the fire, the police, you need your doctor's number, your daughter's number, your son's number, your neighbor's number, someone to call in an emergency, and on and on. Only you know what you would need, someone would need if they came in your house and you were laying on the floor, where your meds are, what your medication list is. You should always have a medication list on your refrigerator so that you can grab it. You should have it in your go bag. Pretty soon this go bag is going to be so big. No, they're all small things. It just sounds like a lot. But you should have a list of your medications on your refrigerator because, well, I can use my husband for an example. I came home from work. He was laying on the floor. He was not gone yet. He responded to me actually once. I said, "I love you," and he said, "I love you," and that was the last words that he ever said. But we couldn't find what meds he was on. We couldn't find a list, and my friend was over there on the computer trying to figure out, because he did have it on the computer. He had it computerized. So we weren't able to tell the EMTs when they came exactly what he was on for meds. So it's really important so that when they get to the hospital, when you get to the hospital with your fractured hip, which you're never going to get because you did all the other things that I suggested, like keeping your aisles clean, keeping the cords away, and on and on. If you have advanced directives, they should also be there so that if you have to go in an ambulance, the ambulance can see what your wishes are. If you're unconscious and no one's there, then they need to know what your wishes are. Now, when I had mine done at my attorney's, they gave me their business card, and I'm sure you don't have to see that. That's my attorney's card, and then they miniaturized my advance directives on the back of it. So if I'm in an accident, my attorney has all that information of my children, how to contact me. He knows what to do when I die. He knows what my advance directives are, but it's written right here. So this is in my purse at all times. So that if I were in an accident or I had a heart attack or something, they would know who to call. So that's it for all of those things. But don't get too excited, there's a whole other thing. You need to have your financial go bag. Yep. You need to have a financial go bag. This is from one of my AARP articles. You can have a fire, you can have a flood. You need to have your financial go bag. So you need to have them in a waterproof bag. Ziploc bags are fine. You need personal documents. Some organizations will only take the original, so you can keep the original in your house, and then you could do copies of all your stuff and keep that in the car with your other go bag. They also suggest that you should do a home video of all your valuables. So an inventory of all your valuables. If you have jewelry, I have some jewelry that my husband gave me that's probably valuable. But if your house washes away and you're fortunate enough to be able to grab that go bag, you will be able to prove to the insurance company what you own, so that they don't think it's fishy that you're saying you have $5,000 worth of jewelry or whatever. You know, not that all of us do. I don't have that much myself, but I have some. And I have some things that are family heirlooms that are really precious to me. So then, okay, you have to do your video every room, every closet, and your drawers. And this says to download it into a USB drive and save a copy online. So it sounds like they feel that that's very serious. Cash. I have heard this many times. I have no cash. I never have cash. Ever, ever, ever. My money is budgeted out to the penny. Excuse me. And I do all my banking, you know, through my bank cards. And so I don't generally have cash. Well, you should have cash. Let's see what they say. You need cash because if there were power outages, you couldn't get to ATMs. Somebody asked the question, how much money should you have? And this person who wrote the article says that there's really a balance between how much do you fear being a potential target or how much do you feel you need. So you've got to balance this out. You know, are you afraid someone will steal it, having all that cash, or would you just feel better? I have also seen in real apocalyptic conditions, you can use money, cash, for bartering. So ideally, it should be in lower denominations. So if you ever get into a position of bartering, and you know, that's not going to happen, but I'm just telling you that. Insurance policies. Do you have insurance policies? Do you have a life insurance policy? Do you have a renter's policy or contract? Do you have who to contact for a claim? And do you know how much you could spend on lodging? Say you had a hole up in a hotel. Just telling you. I'm just telling you. Don't kill the messenger. You should have all your bank account information. like your account numbers, maybe a picture of your debit cards or your credit cards with their numbers. Credit card and retirement statements, they say, will make it easier to track down your assets. So if you lose your credit cards or your debit cards, it'll be easier for you to get replacements if you have these documents. And we know we always need our Medicare and our Social Security. Now, the Social Security, you have to be really careful with that, because if someone gets a hold of that, it's not a good thing. So you do whatever you want with that. And then you have to have the contact information in that bag as well, your friends and family. And that's really it. So I didn't mean to do such a boring video, but it has to be done. People are asking for information on what to do as seniors. Some of us are alone, don't have interested in family members, or weren't in the medical field or the legal field, and don't know what the heck to do. And they're on their own. So my goal with this channel is to do a lot of things, to give you insights into how to write and how to laugh and have fun and how to enjoy yourself, but also to decrease your anxiety. And I don't mean in any way to increase your anxiety by telling you this. I told you I don't have any of those things in my car. You know, but maybe you could start off with your car. Just have a car emergency kit and the clothing and shelter, and throw in a few food items. You know, it wouldn't hurt. Then you have to get a system where you go through the stuff, because if you have non-perishable food, well, chances are they're going to expire at some point. You know, if you put canned goods in there, you can put canned meat, canned tuna, whatever, so you should have a can opener. That's why you should have a can opener. So anyway, as I said, do as I say, not as I do. This is highly recommended by AARP. Want you to have that financial go bag. And I did a lot of research on YouTube. There are tons of channels out there on what you should do for paperwork, what you should have ready in case you have to leave quickly. You know, if they say you have to vacate the premises in 3 hours, well, you might have time to put all this stuff together. But what if they say you have to be gone in 15 minutes and you don't have it together? So, better to be safe than sorry, right? Thank you for watching Senior Insights. Come back tomorrow and we'll have some fun tomorrow, I promise. See ya. Bye.